and an interest rate. They've kind of made that shift mentally into more of what we call a liability planner. That's the kind of person that you want. But for the relationship to work, the partnership to really work well, they tend to work best in the B format, especially initially. And I've known quite a few guys in different markets, and what they tend to do is end up like you sort of suggested. Once you get to a point where you've done 5, 10, 15 transactions together, you start, it's just like being a married couple, right? You kind of know what the other person likes and dislikes and what they're going to have a propensity. They're not going to suggest every single time the same thing, but most often, the loan officer knows that, hey, you're going to tell that client to pay off the 14% credit card debt with any available cash or cash flow, then the 12%, then the 10, then we're going to pay off the 9% car, but you're probably not going to tell them to pay off the 4% mortgage right now. So they'll get a feel for what it is that you like to present to the client, and you'll get to that point where you make very little in the way of modifications to their plan. But when you start out, what we found, and this is one of the hardest things for advisors, because it's who gets here first. I have loan officers that get here first, and they're out calling on advisors. And I get advisors who come here first. And when I mean come here, they kind of get it that this is something I want to do as part of my differentiation, my unique selling proposition. It's going to be core to our business because there's a lot at stake for you and for the clients. If they get there first, then they end up calling on the loan officers. And they're out there in some ways converting, preaching a bit and converting them on why this is important to get that initial, group. And some people are happy having one loan officer doing everything. Some financial advisors will start with just one person, and they'll sort of expand to 2, 3, 4 that they end up working with and supporting over time. I've found that if you work on a pure metric of referrals, it never seems to work. You have to kind of go in understanding that there's going to be a lot of benefits to the relationship. Referrals may be one of them, but I find if you go in there looking exclusively at a referral relationship, the value of your referral may be different than theirs, and the frequency, you may be seeing a lot more people than they are. I mean, sometimes it works, but 1-to-1, 2-to-2, that doesn't work so well. You just got to say, look, there's going to be a lot of benefits here for both of us, and if there's not, then we can kind of address ways to equalize over time, and like you would in any partnership. But going in, if you're starting out in this position, you're starting out as that B advisor, since you don't want to go to the C advisor route, and I don't really recommend that either. Again, unless you're in a large money center